The damage had been done in that first leg. Well, this is a one-off tie, and you've got two European heavyweights who are going to slug it out as in the Estadio de Luz studio-based commentary on BBC Radio 5 Live. We are underway. Barcelona in their familiar colours against Bayern Munich in the all-white, and as we look, it is Bayern Munich who are playing from right to left. But Boateng drilling the ball high and downfield, and one bounce, and it is through to Stegen. Be fascinating to see how the game starts, whether they try and work each other out or whether they both go at it from the start with it being a one-off game, because of course a two-legged affair, when you're the away team, sometimes you don't want to lose it. You can't win it in the first leg, but you can lose a tie in the first leg.
No, you're absolutely right. I think that this format, this one-leg shootout, favours Barcelona. I think Bayern Munich over two legs would certainly be the stronger team. It's an interesting call, isn't it, from Quique Setien, and he's put Arturo Vidal into the midfield and left Griezmann out, and I think he wants to be more robust and competitive in there against this formidable Bayern Munich outfit.
Boateng has switched the ball. Davis, who got forward at every opportunity against Chelsea once again with the layoff, it was shinned away by Piqué. Bayern Munich on the edge of the penalty area with Lewandowski, and then Jordi Alba nips in, challenge from Goretzka, helped on by Suarez, out towards Vidal, keeps the ball in play, plays it back. De Jong midway through his own half as Barcelona in the blue shirts, or the Garnet, I think is the official colour description of those blue and Garnet checkered shirts. Then they lose the ball, and Perisic picks it up on the left-hand side. Piqué backpedals, he was looking for Müller, and then Vidal will play the ball out, and all of a sudden there's a potential break on, and it is with Messi. Sergio Roberto is up with him. It's his diagonal ball in towards the penalty area, and that was a vital touch by Boateng. Just sliding back into his penalty area, he did enough just to touch the ball towards his own goalkeeper Manuel Neuer.
Well, had he not touched that, Jerome Boateng, I think Barcelona would most certainly be one goal up. Suarez was lurking. It's a really good ball from Semedo.
Semedo forward on this near side now, the right. Barcelona looking to try and build. It was a teasing, whipped ball in. De Jong caught in possession. Gnabry now picks it up in the white of Bayern Munich, and he plays the ball forward to Perisic, the Croatian international, on the score sheet against Chelsea. Left-hand side, chips the ball to the edge of the area. Müller links up with Lewandowski, and Müller scores. Just over 3 minutes played, and Bayern Munich make the perfect start. Barcelona 0, Bayern Munich 1, and it's Thomas Müller.
Oh, it's magnificent from Müller, absolutely brilliant. Work down the left-hand side, a cross ball from Davis, and Müller, one touch, a cushion volley into the path of Lewandowski, who then just lays the ball back. And it's a really composed finish. That first touch was the key. Clever little touch. 1-2, and then a left foot finish from 16 yards. Just feeds the ball into the far corner of the net. Wonderful finish. Ter Stegen, no chance with that. And what a start from Bayern Munich.
He seemed to change his mind when the ball initially came to him, quite a central area just outside the penalty area. It looked as if he was going to try and hit it first time right-footed on the volley, and what he did then, he just changed his body stance, cushioned it off right-footed to Lewandowski, got the return ball back and hit it left-footed past the goalkeeper.
Well, I think De Jong was blocking him anyway, and that maybe have been part of his thought process, but he sold De Jong. Little 1-2, lovely layoff from Lewandowski back into his path. Cushioned layoff, didn't break stride, left-footed into the far corner. The perfect start from the Germans.
Thomas Müller, who we talked before about, he hasn't contributed as many goals. Well, it's his 13th of the season, the 25 assists for the Bundesliga record. He's approaching 200 club goals though for Bayern Munich. That's 198 in 533 appearances on a night when he's making his 113th appearance in the Champions League, which actually breaks the German record set by Philipp Lahm. So Barcelona 0, Bayern Munich 1, and from a neutral's point of view, I mean, we had half an opportunity at the other end for Barcelona before Bayern Munich took the lead, but this is the perfect scenario from a neutral, because you can sit back and watch these two teams now slug it out. The fact we've got an early goal, because Barcelona are going to have to come back at Bayern Munich. Yeah,
but is that just not the way Bayern Munich play anyway? I think the issue with Barcelona this season is that it's all been a little bit too slow. A lot of possession in the middle of the park, but they haven't had that real zest and cutting edge. Gonna have to up the game now.
And for Bayern Munich, they continue this incredible record of finding the back of the net. They've failed to score once now in their last 49 games. That was against Leipzig, and they failed to score twice all season. Leipzig when they met in February before Leipzig took on Tottenham, and Borussia Dortmund in the Super Cup at the start of the season. So they are a team well versed in scoring goals, and they have that prowess in front of goal, as we've just seen from Thomas Müller. So Barcelona looking to try and get back on level terms. BBC Radio 5 Live, just over 6 minutes played. Barcelona 0, Bayern Munich 1. Vidal back, it goes. Longley will hit it left-footed. Alba's making that run forward. He's got round the back. He's played it in towards Suarez. Oh, it's an own goal. It's an own goal. It's come off Alaba. And it is Barcelona who have equalised through Alaba, who smiles more to try and save his embarrassment, but it was Jordi Alba's forward run down the left-hand side that asked questions, and it was Alaba who was the misfortunate player who put it over his own goalkeeper. 1-1.
Yeah, and Jordi Alba, who hasn't had the greatest season in a Barcelona jersey. It's actually a poor pass because Suarez was free in the middle of the goal and he doesn't get enough on the pass, but Alaba running back towards his own goal, it's horrible. It's off his right shin and it loops over Manuel Neuer into the far. Actually, Neuer gets a touch. I actually think he should do better with that, but it ends up in the back of the net. And what a response from Barcelona.
We've seen many times how Jordi Alba bombs forward from his left-back role. It was a great run, full of energy, got round the back and asked questions, because as you say, Suarez was behind Alaba, the Austrian, and he was forced into action and just sliced over Neuer. And well,
that was the high line you took. You know, we've been talking about Bayern Munich at the back. They play that high line. You think, well, Barcelona don't have great pace in the team. Perfectly timed run down the left. The ball wasn't the best, but somehow they're on level terms. Horrible defending from Alaba.
Turn from Gnabry on the left-hand side. Semedo is back at him, wins the challenge and gets the ball. The other thing about Bayern, both Bayern fullbacks, Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side, Kimmich, who's playing at the right back, get forward, and if you've got the pace as Jordi Alba has to get forward, you're going to have that room to run into, and he exploited it to the absolute max. So 1-1, been a great start, hasn't it? Semedo's now forward for Barcelona, and Semedo's carrying the ball. Alaba's back with a back there. Suarez is in, and it was a very good save from Neuer.
Suarez's look of disappointment on his face, and again that wide area had been devastating Barcelona. Clever little ball, slide rule pass from Semedo into Suarez. He's 7 yards out. Neuer stands big, hits him in the midriff, but Suarez had time to slot that anywhere. Big chance.
In comes another opportunity to hit the post. Cross came in from the right, happened very, very quickly. It was swung over from the right-hand side. About 3 or 4 Barcelona players went to go for it. Nobody got the telling touch, and it actually struck the left-hand post from Messi's cross from the right-hand side. Barcelona almost had a second. You can't take your eyes off the game for a minute.
This could end up 6-6, this. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Alba on that far side, and it was Gnabry. Was a wicked ball in. It was curling, it was arcing.
It was a long late. I think he should score. Don't know whether there was a question of offside. It was Messi, right-hand side, chopping back on his left foot. Level with the touchline, whips the ball in, across, and long late. It doesn't get a big enough touch on it, if a touch at all, and it cannons off the Bayern Munich post to safety. Munich really fortunate.
Barcelona 1, Bayern Munich 1. That is the voice of Chris Sutton on BBC Radio 5 Live. Tomorrow night, Manchester City Lyon, commentary from 8 o'clock as Suarez charging forward, tidied up at the back by Alaba.
He was in though, Deno, wasn't he?
He
just didn't have the legs. Alaba got back, gained 2 yards on Luis Suarez, but a real chance again for Barcelona. They've had some big opportunities in this opening 10-11 minutes.
Well, I would say, that was a free kick, Messi on Alphonso Davies. Damir Scamina, the Slovenian referee, I think he's going to be lenient and not
booked,
not show the yellow card, but it was clearly a deliberate foul to stop the run of Alphonso Davies.
I think Thomas Muller's having a word with the referee. That's ridiculous. Any other player on the pitch?
I was just about to say that, yeah. And I think probably Muller's making that point. But you do wonder if the reputation of Lionel Messi has meant that he got away with that one, because that was a cynical foul. It was deliberately to stop the surging run and the pace of Alphonso Davies. But going back to Barcelona, they've probably been in 3 or 4 times in these opening 11 minutes. 1-1.
Yeah, will they rue those opportunities? Because we know how devastating Bayern Munich can be going forward. And here they go again.
Muller spreads the ball out to Davies. It's a first-time cross from the left-hand side. There was hesitation from ter Stegen. It was Goretzka running in, and Longley it was, who, running back facing his own goal, had to head it behind for a corner kick. 1-1.
Yeah, he's had a good season. Longley at the back for Barcelona. Terrific ball in, fizzed in from the left-hand side across the 6-yard line. Ter Stegen thinks about coming. Longley running back towards his own goal. Heads it over the bar, but a corner for Bayern Munich.
Corner kick to be taken on this near side. The little flick didn't quite come off by Gnabry at the near post. Sergio Roberto had gone with him. Last touch came off Gnabry, and behind it runs for a goal kick and a chance to maybe just catch your breath. 1-1.
I don't think we'll get long.
Taken short, the goal kick. Oh, that was poor distribution. Barcelona give the ball away, and Lewandowski, well, it was an opportunity. He felt that on his right thigh. It was quite a difficult height for him to get over.
Yep.
But 8 yards out, he's running in, and in the end, Lewandowski's put it over the top.
Yeah, there I was talking to Stegen up before the game. Really poor clearance from him. And the ball from Thiago into Gnabry, left-hand side of the box. He plays one touch to Lewandowski, who from probably 10 yards, it was a little bit too high for him, can't quite direct the volley on target. But for a player of his quality, that's a miss, a big miss.
Kimmich, right hand side. Bayern Munich playing from right to left, headed on by Muller, headed away by Piqué, cushion header from Vidal, Goretzka's shot charged down by Alba, Frenkie de Jong plays it forward, off the ball. I think Suarez has gone down in the challenge with Boateng, flying header out then from Piqué on the edge of his own penalty area, headed on by Lewandowski. Piqué with a header back, under pressure from Gnabry, did well to hold his strength, keep his balance as a result, and head it back then to the goalkeeper, ter Stegen. But it's an excellent game of football.
God, he did do well, didn't he, using all his experience there, Piqué.
Messi drops his shoulder, plays the ball out towards Vidal. Suarez will go on the overlap on the left-hand side. Barcelona playing from left to right. Forward, Busquets, Sergio Roberto, back to Busquets, slows it down. Frenkie de Jong to the left of him, midway through the Bayern Munich half. White shirts back in plentiful supply for Bayern Munich, as Frenkie de Jong, the former Ajax player, the blonde-haired Dutch international, keeps the ball, but they go all the way back to ter Stegen. Again, that high line from Bayern Munich as they push up and look to squeeze Barcelona, and Piqué once again is forced to run back to the edge of the penalty area and head it back to his goalkeeper. 1-1.
Yeah, careless in possession a couple of times there. Barcelona, we know they're going to try and play out, but Bayern Munich, they're fearless with their press. Just interesting how Barcelona have set up. I think we thought De Jong might start narrow off the left. It looks like it's Vidal who's starting out on that left-hand side. De Jong, who hasn't had a great season, I think it's fair to say, for Barcelona. I think at Ajax, when he played, everything was in front of him. He's been asked to play a different role at Barcelona, and it hasn't really been a brilliant season for him at all.
No, I think at Ajax he was more as a deep lying midfielder, wasn't he? He was either a 6 or an 8, whereas at times Barcelona have played him much more advanced. Alaba with the clearance away, headed back by Busquets. Sergio Roberto back to Piqué over the halfway line. Vidal pops up on the right now. Alphonso Davies gets a foot into the challenge, and that gives away a free kick. It's 1-1, 16 minutes played. But it's competitive, and it's a compelling opening 16 minutes for certain.
Absolutely is. Barcelona players, I think they're unhappy. There's a quick free kick taken, and they feel they sprung the offside trap. Lionel Messi, shake of the head. But it is a compelling watch. Anything could happen here.
As it is, it's 1-1.
Yeah, you said both teams will go for it, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Ter Stegen forward. De Jong comes under pressure, crowded out by 3 white shirts. Goretzka then nips it away from Alba. Thiago midway through the Barcelona half. Touch off Perisic. Alba it was who was forced to turn and carve the ball behind, and it rolls out for a corner kick to Bayern Munich, who all in white, who took the lead, remember, but have since been pegged back from that David Alaba own goal from Alba's cross from the left-hand side. And now Bayern Munich have a corner kick on the right-hand side. It'll be an outswinger from Kimmich, and the header from Goretzka's over the top, and it drops out of play for a goal kick. 1-1.
Yeah, not an easy chance that for Goretzka, big midfielder for Bayern Munich. An outswinger from Kimmich. He looped his header back over the bar. Really bulked up he has, Goretzka, since lockdown, and doing a lot of work in the gym.
Gnabry, who's behind for another corner kick, took a deflection off Sergio Busquets, back in the side after suspension, missing that last 16 game against Napoli. Bayern Munich once again. It'll probably be another outswinger from Joshua Kimmich on the right, playing from right to left. Perisic makes a run towards the near post, pulled out towards Thiago, plays it back out to Kimmich, 10 yards up from the byline, charged down, headed away by Suarez, only as far as Kimmich lifts the ball into the penalty area, and Piqué once again in a crowded 6-yard area is forced to concede the corner, heading the ball behind as Bayern Munich continue to put pressure on Barcelona at 1-1.
Yeah, Piqué taking responsibility, not frightened to get the ball in early. Bayern Munich.
Another outswinging corner from the right. Ter Stegen comes to meet it, two-handed punch away. De Jong, his first touch was away from Thiago, and he might then have just been caught by Joshua Kimmich, and De Jong felt that one, writhing in agony. Although I think Joshua Kimmich feels that he's making the most of it, but Damir Skimina, the Slovenian referee, is not having any of that.
I think De Jong has made a meal of that. It's a bouncing ball. Both players are just trying to nick in front of the other one. And De Jong kicks the bottom of Kimmich's boot, and Barcelona win the free kick.
19 minutes of absolutely whistled by at 1-1. It's been that enjoyable of a quarter-final. De Jong, crossfield ball, was looking for Semedo, drifts over him and out for a throw to Bayern Munich on their left-hand side in front of the dugout areas in the Estadio da Luz. Lewandowski's given it away. De Jong Semedo will play the ball midway through his own half, all the way back to ter Stegen. Muller will try and put pressure on him as he switches the play out to Alba, the left back, along the ground. Vidal controls the ball and then finds Sergio Roberto. Messi, Semedo on the overlap if required as Messi carries the ball forward, and Messi's still going, and Messi into the penalty area, but the shot was too close to the goalkeeper Neuer. 1-1.
I tell you what, you expect the back of the net to bulge there for Barcelona. Messi driving at the Bayern Munich back line, drifts inside Alphonso Davies, goes past another Bayern Munich defender, and then from 15-16 yards tries to pass the ball left-footed into the far corner, too close to Neuer.
20 minutes played. The first Bayern own goal in the Champions League since October 2011 from David Alaba. Looked out. Who's
the previous own goal then?
I'll give you the answer to that. I'll just keep you in suspense, just for I'm surprised you don't know it actually. 1-1.
I'm surprised you don't.
It was Badstuber. Here is Gnabry. Gnabry on the overlap now to Perisic. Messi himself drills it in. Powerful finish from Perisic. He scored one against Chelsea and left-footed. That was an unstoppable drive as Bayern Munich take the lead. Barcelona 1, Bayern Munich 2.
What a game we have here. Just two teams going toe-to-toe. Both teams look devastating when they get forward. In this sloppy middle of the park, Barcelona, the ball stolen, and Gnabry, right-hand side of the box, or left-hand side of the box, sorry, feeds the ball into Perisic, and I just wonder whether ter Stegen is beaten from an acute angle, left-hand side. Perisic is just thinking, I'll go for power here, lashes the ball left-footed, takes a slight deflection, it does, off Longley, and I think that's what fools ter Stegen, who gets a big toe to it, and it crashes off the underside of the bar and into the goal. 2-1 Bayern Munich.
Perisic was the player who some thought that he might well have dropped out of the Bayern Munich team for the returning Kingsley Coman, but however Hansi Flick has kept faith. Very settled side. They played Marseille before Chelsea in a dress rehearsal. 1-0, they kept the same side for Chelsea as Barcelona swing over across from the left, and once again Hansi Flick has said same again, and 3 goals in the opening quarter of the game, and Ivan Perisic, the very experienced Croatian international, with his 8th goal of the season. It was Sergio Roberto who was caught in possession, but then Gnabry with a lovely little footwork, just a little deft little layoff, wasn't it, just to slip it out to his left. And then, as you say, he measured himself and struck it so powerfully, did Perisic.
Yeah, Bayern Munich had players in the middle. He elected to go for power, but that was the Bayern Munich press, wasn't it? Roberto giving the ball away cheaply, and Gnabry intelligent with the pass. Perisic devastating with the finish.
Quick free kick has been taken by Barcelona, but they're still 10 yards inside their own half. Sergio Roberto, Semedo, the right back, just short of the halfway line. Sergio Roberto then back to Piqué. Barcelona 1, Bayern Munich 2. If you're stuck in the car and you start on your long weekend or off on your travels, then hopefully we're going to keep you entertained with this game, because this is one of those games that already I know that I don't want it to end, and we're only 23 and a bit minutes in. Kimmich is going to tee up Thiago to shoot, and Thiago with a left-footed shot that rises and drifts and out for a goal kick. But it's an excellent game of football.
It is, but Barcelona at this moment in time just cannot get out there trying to play, but the power and athleticism of the Bayern Munich midfield, they're just all over Barcelona.
Messi in the centre circle, Out to De Jong, has time for a little glance over his right shoulder as he then will run forward. He's midway through the Bayern Munich half, finds Vidal's central area, lays it off to Messi. Messi 30 yards out from goal. Sergio Roberto with the cross. Oh, it was almost another own goal, this time from Boateng. As he was running back just outside his 6-yard area, he's turned it behind for a corner kick.
They hold such a high line. Messi feeds the ball out wide. There's a decent ball in, fired across the 6-yard line. Boateng running back towards his own goal. Big gangly centre half gets his feet sorted out just in the nick of time and prods the ball about a yard past the left-hand post.
Messi, he's already hit the post, remember, himself. He's going to take the corner kick on the Barcelona right. Didn't beat the first man. A stumbling Kimmich will get the ball away only as far as Messi once more. It's a left-footed cross. I was wondering where the defence was there for a minute, but as it was aimed towards Lenglet, Bayern Munich did recover to concede another corner. Barcelona 1, Bayern Munich 2.
I think Hansi Flick was wondering where the Bayern defence was, but Boateng in the nick of time gets back, heads it over his own bar.
Corner taken short on this occasion. Sergio Roberto then gives it back towards Lionel Messi. It's a left-footed cross and the downward header drops wide. And it's another opportunity for Barcelona. This time it was Gerard Piqué.
It was offside,
offside.
Yeah. But it's such a dangerous game to play. It's a brave line, it's a good line. But he must be half a yard offside there, Gerard Piqué. So many times over the years we've seen him leap and power the ball in.
Thiago finds Alphonso Davies over the halfway line. Actually gets it back inadvertently off the legs of Semedo, lays it behind him. Thiago along the ground, skims across the service to Perisic, running now at full flight, left-hand side of the penalty area. It's only parried, kept out by ter Stegen and then hooked away by Vidal. And Bayern Munich were close to a third.
Well, that's a huge, huge save from ter Stegen. Here they come again.
Alaba, left-hand side, gets it back from Perisic. Bayern Munich, every time they're coming forward, are causing problems.
But they've got to defend that better. Perisic, I think it was Roberto who got dragged out into the wide area. 1v1, Perisic. Wasn't a trick, he just pushed the ball past him, got to the byline, fired it across.
Ball over the top, Gnabry in the penalty area. Lethal, Serge Gnabry. His previous 6 goals in the Champions League were all in London, and now he's added to his tally in Lisbon as Bayern Munich now have a crucial 2-goal cushion as they extend their lead, and there is no stopping them in front of goal. They are ruthless. Barcelona 1, Bayern Munich 3.
Too slick, too powerful, too clever at this moment in time. Barcelona just cannot defend. Lovely touch it was. I think Goretzka, middle of the park. In fact,
yes, Goretzka.
It is a Goretzka. Clever on the half turn, sees Gnabry's run in behind Longley and flicks the ball right-footed over the defence Longley, or the defender Longley. Gnabry runs onto it and crashes the ball right-footed into the far corner, past ter Stegen. No chance for the goalkeeper. But they are so good, so slick, so efficient, Bayern Munich. Barcelona, their back line and midfield, they just can't live with them.
The thing is, from the very start, they have played with such an attitude. They hold no fear. They are so aggressive. Here is Lewandowski, just wide. They're pulverising Barcelona's defence.
Well, you know, you talk about footballing philosophies. Barcelona, over the years, they have been the best at playing out from the back. But tonight, Bayern Munich are just all over them. And Lewandowski, he should really bury that. They should be 4 up. They should be out of sight. Ter Stegen, to his credit, makes a big save with his right foot.
29 minutes played, corner on the left. It's an in-swinger from Kimmich. It's headed away. Bayern Munich lead 3-1. Boateng will lift it long. Mistake there from Sergio Busquets. Although the flag, I think, was up offside, and that'll be a free kick to Barcelona. But There is an intensity about Bayern Munich's play that Barcelona are struggling to live with.
Well, we thought it may be like this as we see the flag go up. You think Barcelona should be thinking about getting the white flag up because they are being pummeled.
And yet they've had opportunities at the other end as well. Semedo is forward this high line. There is every opportunity time to get in behind for Barcelona. Lionel Messi though caught then by Goretzka. He'll win it back. Goretzka though recovered along the ground and actually did well to, despite being flat out on his back, just flick it away from Lionel Messi. Then the ball over the top towards Lewandowski, who makes that peeling run out towards the left hand side. He's taken Piqué with him. Lewandowski holds it up, lays it behind him. Perisic, and then actually Perisic just slows it right down, opens up the palm of his right hand, and all of a sudden they've gone from 90 miles an hour right the way back down. They've gone back into first gear and are just trundling, almost trying to lull Barcelona into a false sense of security, because make no mistake, they'll be back on the attack very, very soon, as then it goes in towards Lewandowski, challenged by Piqué. Semedo's going to come under pressure. And look at that, Lewandowski's done ever so well to keep the ball in play. Perisic swings over the cross from the left. Gnabry got too much underneath it. Kimmich, though, the right back, playing as a right winger, presents over the cross, and there is Müller. Bayern Munich are absolutely running riot. Barcelona 1, Bayern Munich 4. Müller's on the score sheet yet again, and Bayern Munich are battering Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona are being mullered. They really are. Once again, just too good. Barcelona can't defend. They have been pathetic at the back and in the middle of the park. Müller gets across his man at the near post. It's a good run. It is a good run from Thomas Müller, but Longley on his heels lets him get a yard, and Müller, right boot of his, just pokes it past Ter Stegen, fellow countryman. But this is embarrassing for Barcelona, it really is. But Bayern Munich showing their strength.
Sometimes when you do your homework for a game and you think you'll do sort of like a statistic such as Barcelona's heaviest defeat in the Champions League, and you think, well, that probably you'll do it as a matter of course, but the chances are it probably might not happen. For a quarter-final it might be tight, cagey. Certainly wouldn't expect this scoreline 32 minutes in, but another goal, and hold on here, it could happen here. Goretzka on the run, shoots wide, another goal, and Barcelona will suffer. It'll be what will probably be the heaviest Champions League defeat, because 4-0 previously.
And you wouldn't, I mean, of course, we're 30 minutes in, just over 30 minutes.
You wouldn't
I mean,
think
there's going to be more than one, you'd think. This could be a cricket score.
The thing is, I still wouldn't rule out, I mean, but the trouble is Barcelona are struggling to get out of their own half at times, because the way that Bayern are pressing, this high intensity that they're playing, so aggressive with the way that they're squeezing and putting pressure on Barcelona. But Barcelona have had chances as well. But it is a joy to watch.
But what's a joy to watch is Bayern Munich's intensity. Even there, Messi on the ball, Müller wins the ball off him. It shouldn't have been a free kick. Messi very fortunate, but they're good, or they have been much better out of possession. Bayern Munich.
Ball from Alba, took a deflection. It's a corner kick. They've had a little bit of joy at some of the lax defending at the back from set pieces of Barcelona, as Bayern Munich leading 4-1, 33 minutes played. Barcelona then got a lot of work to do. They have a corner kick, it's the left hand side, that was attacked by Boateng, hit first time from Alba, Sergio Roberto, because again the white shirts pushing out so quick, he couldn't afford to turn. In the end it's played short then from the goalkeeper forward, from Ter Stegen to Semedo, Sergio Roberto, and then Lenglet once again. It was leading the charge is Müller. Ter Stegen plays it forward, Busquets makes himself available, and then Lenglet forward, De Jong on the half turn out to Jordi Alba.
Goretzka, he's been immense, hasn't he, winning the ball back for Bayern Munich. He's a powerhouse.
Ball chipped in. Piqué will come across in his penalty area, but once again they're looking to push Barcelona back. Can they beat the press? Sergio Roberto closed down this time by Davis, the left back. Perisic then put his arms on Semedo, who stopped running, and that'll be a free kick. But well, Goretzka's had a few problems with injury, but we said the other night that he's had ankle and hamstring issues this season, but when he is fit, he's first choice. And there he is, working so hard in the centre of midfield for Bayern Munich, who are leading Barcelona 4-1 in what has been a breathtaking display.
Yeah, he's been so important, Goretzka. We see a foul, but advantage.
Semedo carries it forward, the return ball from Suarez. Semedo is still going, and it was Alaba who saw it back to Neuer. The referee had played the advantage to allow that opportunity after a challenge had come in from Alphonso Davies, letting the game flow. Referee Demir Scamina. Boy, has it flown. It's flowed and flown. We're under 9 minutes to go at a half time, and Bayern Munich lead 4-1. Incredible. And at times they look bewildered, Barcelona.
Well, they are. There's one team who look confident and slick and strong and powerful and energetic, and that's the German team.
They could have another opportunity. It's Perisic who hit it first time, right-footed curling effort. It's just inside the penalty area, left corner of the box, but it was high and wide. But again, that all came from Müller putting pressure on ter Stegen. And then Müller left it. I think he probably was wondering whether he was coming back from an offside position, I don't know, but
yeah. Perisic trying to whip that into the far top corner. Quique Setien, a keen chess player, I was reading, been a bit of a fool's mate so far for his team. They've been woeful. No real plan, no strategy. This could well be his last game.
Well, it has been a disappointing season for Barcelona, as Messi was caught late by Thiago. You have to go back to 2008, the last season that Barcelona finished empty-handed. And for Quique Setien, who was only appointed in January, hasn't been able to produce the same level of magic as Hansi Flick has, that you think that Hansi Flick took over in November, and he's done such sterling work that he was given a permanent role in April till 2023. And Hansi Flick, Bundesliga champions for a 30th time, 20th cup secure, 13th League and Cup double as a nature of that, and now looking to progress to the Champions League semi-finals as they're on the attack. Alphonso Davies, Lewandowski on the edge of the area. Back it goes, Kimmich, right hand side, Gnabry waits, the return ball to Kimmich into the penalty area. Kimmich looks up, tries to work over the cross, blocked by the body of Lenglet. Behind it, runs for a corner kick.
I think it hit him on the arm, didn't it? Kimmich, such a versatile player. Munich bringing Pavard in, he's injured tonight, but German pin-up boy Joshua Kimmich.
Biggest surprise of all in this game is that Bayern Munich has scored 4 goals and Lewandowski's not on the score sheet. In comes the corner kick, right hand side. Lewandowski almost changed that. His header there was straight into Stegen.
He really spoke too soon there. He gets up really well, has to generate all his own power on the ball. It's a floated outswinger. It's on the penalty spot, but gets good power but straight at ter Stegen. Ter Stegen must be wondering what on earth is going on this evening.
It is the 19th occasion, 19 out of 50 games this season for Bayern Munich. So 19 out of 50 that they've hit 4 goals or more. I mean, they are like a machine in front of goal. And it certainly sends out a message, doesn't it? That is for sure, whoever they face, whether it's Manchester City or Lyon. providing, of course, that they can see it through. It's going to require an extraordinary comeback for Barcelona, only because every time that Bayern Munich go forward, you think there could be a goal.
I think that's very well put. They've got a lot of ageing players. Barcelona, the likes of Busquets in the middle of the park, he's been a great player, but he doesn't have the legs anymore. That's the truth of it, and maybe the selection leaving Griezmann out and getting Vidal in alongside the young legs of De Jong was part of the thought process, but hasn't mattered really. He's been found out, as have all the Barcelona players this evening.
Barcelona 1, Bayern Munich 4. Talk about the ageing players. It's a creaking spine. If you think Piqué 33, Busquets 32, Suarez 33, throw in Messi who's 33. And Messi, who addressed the players ahead of the game in a huddle, gave them a bit of a talking to after the warm down, before they went into the dressing room. Well, they're going to have some words of wisdom in about 4.5 minutes time, as they trail, a little bit shell-shocked, 4-1.
They may be better off praying than having a team talk, because they are getting absolutely battered here by Bayern Munich this evening. They just don't have the confidence. It doesn't look like they believe, and Bayern do. And the one thing you know about this Bayern Munich team is they will go for the jugular. They will go for the absolute kill. They won't feel sorry for Barcelona in any way, shape or form.
There is a real ruthless streak about this Bayern Munich side. 3.5 minutes to go to half-time. It's the earliest a team has conceded 4 in a Champions League knockout game. 31 minutes it was at the time of that 4th goal. And it is the first team to concede 4 in the first half of a Champions League knockout match since Porto against Bayern in April 2015.
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, this is Barcelona we're talking about. Barcelona getting schooled, absolutely schooled.
Suarez picks up the ball and runs forward. Oh, he was caught there by Boateng. That'll be a yellow card for Jerome Boateng. Damir Scamina showing the yellow. Left one on Luis Suarez. Booked. 3 minutes to go to half-time.
Bayern Munich players unhappy about the challenge from Suarez before he was brought down. Challenge from Suarez on Thiago. It looked a really poor challenge, I have to say. Thiago takes the ball out of the air. Suarez, should have been a free kick against Luis Suarez. Then he picks the ball up and drives with it and is brought down by Boateng. Barcelona fortunate with that. Suarez should be in the book. They get the free kick
in the centre circle. There's a Barcelona side looking to maybe just try and get one back, give them a little bit of hope for the second half. Vidal, back heel, Alba, snuffed out by Boateng. Thiago, always comfortable on the ball, back to Neuer. Back out it goes towards the right-hand side, forward by Boateng. Not kept in play though by Joshua Kimmich. It'll be a Barcelona throw that Vidal takes quickly. Goretzka though had seen that situation, run back, got in front of Suarez, acrobatically clears it. He's been everywhere, really has. He's been very, very impressive.
Yep, talked about, read an interview which he had last week, talked about trying to make himself more robust, always wanting to improve. He's been outstanding this evening, you're quite right.
There isn't a weak link though in this Bayern Munich side, as Thiago, out it goes, played first time by Müller. Kimmich, the one who'd bombed forward from right back. Busquets now forward, De Jong. Now Kimmich has vacated that role. Müller is the one who's tracking back. Müller reads the game so well. He's such a team player. You know, there he is, getting back, filling in for Kimmich. He's been as impressive as anybody, Thomas Müller.
Yeah, And just to think that under Kovac, the previous manager, it looked like his days were numbered. But what a player he's been this evening. Pressing, harrying, lovely touches, awareness, goals as well.
Ball played forward, Sergio Roberto makes the run, comes off the feet of Davis. First time shot hit him by Suarez. Neuer well positioned straight at the goalkeeper. But again, that half an opportunity came because of the high line from Bayern Munich. The ball played over the top.
Yeah, they need a goal before half-time. Barcelona, sorry. Suarez just doesn't have, he's another one, just doesn't have the legs anymore, doesn't have that yard as a central striker. The brain still works exceptionally well, but he's not the player he once was.
We're going to find out how much added on time we will have in the first half, and there isn't going to be any. So it has been a joy to watch. Barcelona are battered and bruised. Bayern have been breathtaking as they lead Barcelona by 4-1. Steve. Unable to get to Steve at the moment.
He's probably speechless. I think we all are in many respects. Bayern Munich have been absolutely magnificent in this first half. I can't ever remember a Barcelona team being humiliated like this, and that is what has happened in this first half. They have been second best all over the park. We talked before the game about, maybe them stepping up on this occasion, the likes of Messi and Suarez coming to the fore, but they have been outworked, outplayed, outthought, outfought by this formidable Bayern Munich team. They've been absolutely sensational, Bayern Munich.
Well, Müller got the first goal for Bayern after 3 minutes, and then Alba surged forward 4 minutes later down the left for Barcelona. Alaba with a right foot slicing it, looped over Neuer to give Barcelona the equaliser for that own goal. Neuer made a good save from Suarez. Barcelona have also hit the post, but since then Bayern Munich have carved out the opportunities. Sergio Roberto lost possession. Gnabry with a layoff to Perisic. He put them 2-1 back in front for Bayern Munich. Ter Stegen parried from a cross from the left-hand side and made a very good reflex save before Gnabry then fired in before the half hour, and Müller bagged his second from Kimmich's cross from the right-hand side. So could have been more goals. As it is, just the 5 will do. Barcelona 1, Bayern Munich 4. Steve.
Sorry guys, I am here now. I am a little bit speechless, Chris. I do have a lot of respect for you two finding new and different ways to say how great Bayern Munich are, because they've just been merciless.
Yeah, and this was what a lot of people thought would happen before the game, but in reality, I think we're all thinking this can't happen to Barcelona. It has happened in previous seasons against Liverpool and Roma and Juventus, but there's something about tonight. You just wondered whether this ageing Barcelona team, whether they were going to step up and this would be their sort of last dance this season, but it looks like their last game of the season, because Bayern Munich, they have been more athletic, more powerful. They have ran all over Barcelona. Barcelona have tried to play out from the back, and Bayern Munich have just won the ball high up, and they have been merciless. And the irony is, before the game, Ian talked about it in commentary, we were bigging up Lewandowski, the Bayern Munich striker. He has been unbelievable this season. He's not even on the score sheet.
Absolutely frightening for Barcelona. I think we all need a little break. More from Chris Sutton and Ian Dennis to come. We'll have second half commentary. They just look punch drunk at the moment, Quique Setien's side. You have to feel that he probably isn't going to be around much longer. It would need an epic comeback in the second half from Barcelona. Fantastic game to listen to on 5 Live. We'll have more Diamond League, more snooker to come. We'll get the news first on 5 Live.
On digital, BBC Sounds, smart speaker and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The 5 Live news headlines. Tens of thousands of British holiday makers have less than 7 hours to return to the UK if they want to avoid quarantine measures imposed by the government on travellers from France and 5 other countries. All Eurotunnel shuttle services were sold out early this afternoon, though some ferries have increased capacity. The cost of flights also soared. Data from the Office for National Statistics suggests that coronavirus cases across England are levelling off despite some local flare-ups. The ONS said a small increase in people testing positive in July has now stabilised. The general easing of lockdown measures in England will see bowling alleys, casinos and soft play areas among the businesses able to reopen in many areas tomorrow. Local restrictions will remain in parts of northern England and Leicester. And the government has come under sustained criticism from students, teaching unions and Labour over its handling of A-level results. The system led to almost 40% of pupils having their teacher assessments downgraded. Ministers have urged universities to be flexible if applicants want to appeal their grades.
5 Live Sports Extra.
After tests against West Indies and one days against Ireland, England are ready to take on Pakistan in 3 test matches.
England need 4. Shaheen Afridi runs in, bowls to Wokes, who's on 80, and to catch it, they shout it's gone for 4. It is an edge, and England have won by 3 wickets.
And you can hear every ball, every wicket and every boundary with the test match special team. England versus Pakistan. The second test from the Ageas Bowl continues tomorrow from 10:15 on 5 Live Sports Extra.
Good evening, welcome back to 5 Live Sport. I'm Steve Crossman. Barcelona 1, Bayern Munich 4. What a first half in the Champions League quarter-final at the Estadio de Luz. Winners play Manchester City or Lyon tomorrow night. We've got second half commentary to come. There's also Diamond League Athletics action tonight. Our correspondent Mike Costello is watching.
Yeah, Steve, as I was saying earlier, this was the week that the world's best athletes should have been returning from the Tokyo Olympics, and we've got a clear impression tonight of just what we missed, with the men's 5,000 metres finishing in a world record time for Joshua Cheptegei of Uganda, the world champion over 10,000 metres, clocking a time of 12 minutes 35.36 seconds, and therefore taking 2 seconds off the 16-year-old world record held by the great Ethiopian Kenenisa Bekele. But all through the meeting, tremendous performances by British athletes, including 6 lifetime best performances. Just a few moments ago in the women's 1,000 metres, Laura Muir set a British record in taking second place behind the Kenyan Faith Kipyegon. Gemma Riki, Laura Muir's training partner, also set a lifetime best in 4th place. And 2 truly outstanding performances. Laura Waitman for Britain in the women's 5,000 metres, Jake Whiteman in the men's 1,500 metres. Waitman took 3rd place in that 5,000 metres, which was won by the world champion Helen Obiri of Kenya. Waitman's time, and I don't want to shower you with statistics, but these are kind of landmark moments, 14 minutes 35.44 seconds. Only Paula Radcliffe has ever run quicker for Britain. And in the men's 1,500 metres, Whiteman took 3rd place. His time, 3 minutes 29.47 seconds. He's now 2nd on the all-time British rankings, ahead of Cram, ahead of Coe, ahead of Ovid. Only Mo Farah has now gone quicker than Jake Whiteman. Astounding performances from British athletes in Monaco tonight, Steve.
Thank you very much, Mike. Kyron Wilson's through to the final of the World Snooker Championship in Sheffield. He beat Anthony McGill in a dramatic final frame decider. He won 17-16. So he'll now play Mark Selby or Ronnie O'Sullivan in the final. You can watch it right now on BBC Two. Selby 15, O'Sullivan 14. Very, very close indeed. Also in the Gallagher Premiership, it's Harlequins 9, Sale Sharks 0. Commentary on 5 Live Sports Extra right now. Tomorrow on 5 Live Sport, we're going to bring you commentary of Exeter against Leicester and Bristol versus Saracens. In the cricket, well, the weather got in the way of England on day 2 of the second test against Pakistan in Southampton. Pakistan finished on 223 for 9 in their first innings. Mohammad Rizwan was unbeaten on 60. Here's England bowler Stuart Broad.
After losing the toss, I think anytime you get a team 220 for 9, you're pretty happy. But I also feel like if we'd have taken a couple more chances and been a bit more ruthless with the ball, we could have bowled Pakistan out a bit cheaper. But we've controlled the rate really nicely. We need to make sure we get this wicket early tomorrow so we don't undo a lot of the hard work we've done.
Does it feel like with this pitch that there's a result out there? You know, I know the weather's around, it's causing problems, but there's enough happening?
Absolutely, it feels like a result pitch. We're just struggling with the weather and the light at the moment. That's 2 days gone with only one innings gone, so obviously we are up against it time-wise. But, you know, it's in our hands. I think here at the Ageas Bowl, the stats say that first innings runs are normally outdone by the second innings, so it'll be in our hands to try and go past Pakistan and put their next innings under pressure.
Highlights from today at the Test available right now on the BBC iPlayer. TMS is on air tomorrow on 5 Live Sports Extra for day 3 from 10:15. You can also listen on Radio 4 Longwave. And BBC Sounds one of the football line for you as well today. Arsenal signed Willian, the Brazilian, after he was released by Chelsea. He signed a 3-year contract at the Emirates. Let's get more now on the news that Serena Wiegmann will take over as England women's head coach from September next year. She'll leave her position as Netherlands boss after next summer's Olympics in Tokyo. Rachel Brown-Finnis, former England goalkeeper and regular member of the team on 5 Live, is with us. Good evening, Rachel.
Good evening.
Tell you what, we were speaking to Marcel van der Kraan, the Dutch journalist, earlier. He basically told us we should be really excited.
Yeah, and I'd agree with that. I mean, if you look at what he's done to Dutch football, what she's done to Dutch women's football in the 3 years that she's been in tenure, it is incredible. Winning the Euros 2017, then getting to the final, breaking records basically every single game that she played. Attendance record has been smashed for the Dutch team. So it is exciting. She's a relatively young manager. She's younger than what a few people touted as was going to be the next England manager, Jill Ellis, and has so much playing experience as well as club experience. And she seems to be a driving force. You know, she's a mum of 2, which I can empathise that is draining enough. But to be the real catalyst, the first full-time coach for women's Dutch football as a senior, at the national team level. She is not afraid to ask for what she feels she needs, not her personally, but her players, and for the whole development of the country. And I am extremely excited to have her as the Lionesses manager.
I mean, England already operate on a very, very high level, but when you look at her, do you think she could take us to the next level?
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching England against Holland, and the way that they attacked with Miedema as the 9, with attacking, 3 up front, basically, the left-sided and the right-sided attacking players. It was just wave after wave after wave of attacking football. They were exciting to watch. You know, it wasn't just that they were winning as to why the fans kept coming back in their tens of thousands, and they had, the orange march, of the Dutch fans who really got behind them. They were such a dynamic team to watch, and that's what, yes, we've had in England. We've had kind of that initial wave and initial increase in performance from when Phil Neville came into post, and certainly the infrastructure of women's football in this country is far exceeds what is in place in Holland. But she has got, when you speak to the Dutch players, it's all about team spirit. It's all about getting all of the players to want to play for each other, to want to do anything for each other. And I think that's possibly the missing ingredient at the moment with the Lionesses.
I guess for the casual fan, Jill Ellis was probably a bigger name because of the fact that she's won 2 World Cups. But if you personally could have chosen between them, would you have chosen Wiegmann?
No, I probably would have gone with Jill Ellis, given she's won everything. How dominant the US have been for so many years, and she's been a huge part of that. And her tag teaming up with Dawn Scott, who's a sports scientist for England, who had previously been out with Jill Ellis as sports scientist, was headhunted by Jill Ellis to go out to the US Women's National Team. So she is back with the Lionesses, Dawn Scott, and that would have been wonderful to see them team up with the Lionesses. But for whatever reason, I'm surmising we couldn't get Jill Ellis. I think Wiegmann is very much, is the perfect candidate for this role at the moment.
doesn't it just show what a big pull that England job is as well?
It's unbelievable. I mean, I knew when Phil Neville went for the job, I kind of heard the figure of well over 100 applicants for the job. I think there was 142 applicants for this job this current time around, and obviously that's got to be people who meet all the criteria of having international level experience, of obviously being a UEFA Pro license, and that, they are the top candidates. And we're not just talking females, obviously that's males as well. It has a massive draw. I think Phil Neville has helped put that job on the map as having one of real credibility, of real stature within football, not just women's football, but within football. And we have got one of the world's best managers now in place.
Which is good, because the remit will be win a tournament for England, won't it?
Yeah, and unfortunately we won't get the chance. With England, you said, Team GB is the next kind of outing, which will include some England players next summer at Tokyo Olympics, but she's fulfilling her obligation with the Dutch national team, their first time at the Olympics, to go out there and, maybe do something sensational as well with them. So you're right, though, coming out and having Sarah Wiegman straight away after that, heading into the European Championships, which for us hosting it in England is something that we've really we've highlighted as one that we wanted to win. Simple as that. And you're talking about the Germans, who are always, highly ranked. Obviously, the Dutch, who are now higher ranked than us and have won tournaments. It's never been hotter as far as European football. So it's going to be a difficult task. She's going to have a quick turnaround of just over a year between the Olympics and that European Championships. And I'm really, really excited to see what changes she makes, because we've seen between managers what they've focused on, whether it's on the field stuff, whether it's tactical stuff, whether it's a wholesale change and bringing in new players, whether it's real team building and environment stuff they've focused on. I'm really excited to what she brings to this current crop of players.
Great stuff, Rachel. Lovely to talk to you. Take care.
Thank you.
Rachel Brown finished there. Right, teams back on the pitch in Lisbon. 2 years ago, Barcelona embarrassed by Roma. Last year, they were battered at Anfield. It's happening again. Chris Sutton's alongside Ian Dennis.
It is, and Chris referred earlier to the scars that have been still inflicted from and still evident from that performance against Anfield when they were swept away in the most dramatic of circumstances. And here they are, who are crumbling yet again, but they are going to be making a change at the start of the second half, and the change is going to see Griezmann coming onto the field of play, and the player who's Sergio Roberto is the player who makes way for Griezmann, who has struggled really since his move from Atletico Madrid. What was it, £108 million? 15 goals is his lowest return for 7 seasons. They certainly need something from him very, very special, as they do for Barcelona as a collective, Chris Sutton.
Yep, absolutely. He has struggled at Barcelona, but I think the feeling is that he's being played out of position, and he started out on this left-hand side. That's not where he wants to play. It hasn't suited the team. It hasn't suited Lionel Messi at all, and it's been a struggle for Antoine Griezmann, but we know he is a talented player. He has great awareness, scorer of some brilliant goals, and he needs to somehow produce for Barcelona in this second half. But Barcelona, in my view, need a miracle.
That said about Barcelona, Bayern Munich have been absolutely outstanding. They lead by 4-1. I'll run through the two teams for you. Neuer is in goal. They've named an unchanged side from the team that dismantled Chelsea. Kimmich, Boateng, Alaba and Davis the defence. The midfield of Thiago and Goretzka. And then Gnabry, Müller and Perisic in behind Lewandowski, who, despite them scoring 4 goals, is yet to add to his tally. He must be absolutely champing at the bit, bearing in mind that he's close to, or has within sight, Cristiano Ronaldo's Champions League record of goals in a campaign of 17. Lewandowski's 4 away from that, and you'd think semi-final. And also take into consideration the nature of the one-off games for the quarter-final and the semi-final as well. So maybe he needs to have a little asterisk next to it. Who knows?
Has he not scored in every Champions League game this season?
13 goals in 7 games.
There you go.
For Barcelona now in the second half, they've got Ter Stegen in goal. It's a back four of Semedo, Lenglet, Piqué and Alba. They've made that change of Vidal, Busquets and De Jong, so it's a front three now of Griezmann, Suarez and Lionel Messi. Traditional colours for Barcelona in the, what did we say it was? The blue and Garnet, the checkered shirts, the blue shorts. Bayern Munich are all in white, playing from left to right as we look in the Estadio de Luz for this studio-based commentary, where Bayern Munich are looking for a place in the semi-final against either Manchester City or Lyon. Perisic with a little cross from the right, picked up by Ter Stegen. We'll have commentary of that tomorrow night. By the way, 5 Live Sport tomorrow, Sonia McLaughlin from midday, Exeter against Leicester and Bristol against Saracens, 2 commentaries in the Rugby Union, and then Manchester City Lyon with Mark Chapman, who's also in the chair for Sunday night's Europa League semi-final, Manchester United against Sevilla. Build up from 7, kick-off at 8 o'clock. 3 minutes though into the second half of this quarter-final, and Bayern Munich in full control, leading by 4 goals to 1, and they were 4-1 up just past the half-hour mark. It really was staggering. They could be in again. Ball right down the middle, looking towards Muller. Muller tries to roll away from his man. He pulls it back to Perisic, and the shot was straight at the goalkeeper. This time they went route one, and it almost paid off.
You've got to say, though, Ian, schoolboy defending from Barcelona. 1 ball, 1 long punt from Manuel Neuer, and Thomas Muller was in on goal. I think Lenglet got back, and he ended up feeding the ball into Perisic's path, who drills the ball right-footed, hammers the ball straight at Ter Stegen. But big chance there for Bayern Munich at the start of this second half.
Just saw a shot of the monitor, and Muller was on that occasion was actually playing ahead of Lewandowski. He's charged about. He's been tireless up front, has Muller. Suarez. Hardly mentioned Messi, have we? Messi had a couple of opportunities. He hit the post with a cross from the right-hand side. Just can't seem to get in the game, Lionel Messi.
No, they can't get the ball to him, but that's credit to Bayern Munich in the middle of the park. Thiago and Goretzka just haven't let Barcelona play and dictate the ball. Kimmich gets caught by Griezmann.
Well, twice before, Bayern Munich have played Spanish opposition on neutral venues. They've won both. Valencia in the Champions League final in Milan, and Atletico Madrid in the 1974 European Cup replay when that was played in Brussels. Here they are on neutral territory. Bayern Munich lead by 4 goals to 1, but they're playing with such a manner, such confidence, that Goretzka once again is forward. He'd made that run forward into the penalty area, brought it down off his chest, wouldn't sit for him to get over it, and then he's put it over the crossbar, but again making those darting runs through from midfield.
Really good run, intelligent run, sees the gap in the Barcelona back line, galloping Goretzka, gets on his chest and just can't keep the volley down.
Suarez goes to ground holding his face. That was against Alaba, and it's going to be shown the yellow card.
Yeah, saying for persistent fouling.
Defending.
It's Vidal, in fact, who has gone down holding his head.
Well, that was for Alphonso Davies. So who's been shown the yellow card there? Because that was a separate incident. Suarez is only now picking himself to the floor.
Problem with Luis Suarez is that he's the boy who cried wolf. You never know when he's injured or not. He goes down, he screams, and at times he does get hurt, but you never know when to believe him.
I think the confusion is that Davis is the player who's been booked. We'll bring you confirmation of that when we can. Yeah, Alphonso Davies goes into the to the book. He joins Boateng, who was booked just before half-time. So that's 7 minutes into the second half of that second yellow card. Damir Skamina, the Slovenian referee, still jotting it down on that little notebook of his with the pen in his right hand. As Barcelona, who trail by 4-1 in this quarter-final on BBC Radio 5 Live. Messi to take the free kick. Right-hand side. Somebody's spoken out of turn now, I think. Now the free kick can be taken. Messi kills it in a rather flat trajectory. Partially headed away, helped further clear by Davis. Gnabry, break is on for those white shirts that are now flooding forward. Perisic is unmarked if they can see him, as the ball is carried forward by Lewandowski to the edge of the area. He's hung on to it too long, it takes a deflection. Muller back to Lewandowski, and Lewandowski strokes it in. And Bayern Munich have got a 5th goal, but the flag is up, and that will go to VAR. The celebrations are on hold. VAR, as a matter of course, will check it.
But I think it came off a Barcelona defender. Muller was offside. Does it not cannon off Piqué into Muller's pass, who then lays the ball back to the big Pole, who strokes the ball in to the back of the net, but the offside is given.
And the goal does not stand, and Bayern Munich still lead by 4-1. It was the correct decision, wasn't it? Because Muller was offside, as you say, and then he was the provider, just to save the blushes for Barcelona. Lewandowski left ruining. Still, he can't get on the score sheet with that goal disallowed after 53 minutes. Writhing around now, and there's going to be a yellow card shown here for the challenge on Thiago, former Barcelona player. That might have been Busquets. Was it Suarez?
Suarez. That's naughty from Suarez. He's getting aggravated, isn't he? Well, you know, he's a niggly player. He's just petulant, really, from him. Things haven't gone for him. His Barcelona teammates. It's a really poor challenge.
It was sly.
Yeah, it's slippery.
Playback underway. Bayern Munich lead Barcelona by 4-1. Goretzka under pressure from De Jong, goes back. Bayern Munich all in white, playing from left to right. Neuer in his penalty area, hits it left-footed, plenty of distance on it. Challenging in the air. Lewandowski just coming in from that left-hand side. Boateng will tidy up. Neuer just misjudged that ball a little bit, and by the time he accelerated it, already bypassed him, and it's run behind for a Barcelona corner.
Just sloppy, wasn't it, from Boateng? Untidy when trying to tidy up, and just puts his team under a little bit of pressure. I want to give Barcelona any encouragement.
Corner kick then to Barcelona. From right to left, it's on the right-hand side, it's an in-swinger. Perisic inside his 6-yard area, will head it away, helped further clear by the head of Muller. Frenkie de Jong plays it forward, gets it back from Lionel Messi, running back towards the halfway line. Semedo now is the last line of defence, and again, because of those white shirts, had to go further back. 10 minutes into the second half. Ter Stegen hits it right down the middle, looking for the run of Alba, it was, who was bursting through in a central area. Davis, the left back for Bayern Munich. Jordi Alba's still trying to get back into position. Goretzka, strong running, coming forward, feeds it out. Lewandowski clips over the cross, and De Jong is aware of Perisic behind him, but Janis manages to marshal the ball behind safely for a goal kick, as Bayern Munich still lead by 4-1 on BBC Radio 5 Live.
Yeah, the wrong pass from Lewandowski on the left-hand side. Thomas Muller had just drifted into a good position on the edge of the box. The ball was crossed in, no takers there, but Muller was in space.
Messi, deep centre circle of his own half. Alba forward on the left-hand side, he pulls it back, Suarez with a chance, Suarez, good footwork, and an excellent finish from Luis Suarez. Cool, clinical in front of goal, and Luis Suarez reduces the arrears and gives Barcelona hope. It's Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 4.
Yeah, just a bit of hope from Barcelona. It's a good ball out to the left-hand side from Messi. And Alba fires the ball into Suarez's path, who's 18 yards out, shapes to shoot with his right foot. Looks like he's going to try and feed it into the far corner and then shifts the ball beautifully past Boateng, sells him, and then clinical left foot finish into the corner of the net. Manuel Neuer, no chance.
It hasn't disappointed, I think it's fair to say, this game. 6 goals. Still 33 minutes of normal time remaining. Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 4. And a reminder that the game still isn't secure for Bayern Munich as Thiago feeds it to Perisic, playing now on the right-hand side at the minute. Kimmich on the overlap. He was on the left in the first half, Perisic, so he's swapped with Gnabry. Müller. Did he accidentally catch De Jong? He quickly springs to his feet, the Dutchman. Müller, though, will go down the right-hand side. Alba comes across, out of play it goes for a throw. And Müller apologises to De Jong.
It's an accident, wasn't it? He was in possession of the ball. De Jong put him under pressure. Accidentally trod on his foot. These things happen.
I've just decided to dispense with the notes. Who needs statistics when you're watching a game like this? Just watch it and enjoy it, savour it. The only sadness in many ways, there isn't a full house of supporters to be there and to say, I was inside that stadium when. Kimmich running back. Indeed, the same can apply for commentators too. Kimmich coming forward by Suarez, hounding the Bayern Munich players. The referee, Damir Skimina, Kimmich was fouled. Barcelona are getting agitated. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving. And they're desperate. Oh, there's another yellow card going to be shown here. Damir Skimina has charged after Alba, it is, who deliberately doesn't look at the referee. So Alba is now shown a yellow card. It's the 4th yellow card that we've seen of this quarter-final.
Yeah, Kimmich actually gets himself out of a tricky situation, turns Suarez, drives up the right-hand side. Don't think there's a lot in that, but Alba protesting, screaming at the referee. You can't do that. Quite rightly, yellow carded.
If Barcelona were to get another one back, it would certainly make it very, very interesting. Lenglet, mind you, they need to be a little bit more secure in defence because Bayern Munich threatening. Perisic steadies himself. Perisic there with a rising right-footed volley from the edge of the area, couldn't keep it down, goes over the top, over the crossbar, out for a goal kick. Bayern Munich still lead 4-2. Alba is down on his haunches at the moment, only now getting to his feet as Barcelona stroke it around the back. I want to get rid of it. Up towards Alba, back on his feet. First touch, keeps the ball in play. Sliding across then was Thiago. And Thiago, Alba's going to stay down on this occasion.
I didn't think there was a foul. Let's see it again. Thiago goes in. The issue is, as he goes to ground, he comes off his feet. And the referee now in a technical area, booking.
But it wasn't Hansi Flick.
No, one of the Bayern Munich bench.
There is going to be another change in the offing. Will be one of the assistants of Hansi Flick, who has shown the yellow card from Damir Skimina. We're going to be seeing very, very soon Kingsley Coman coming on for Bayern Munich. He's just getting stripped for action. You would think Perisic would be the likely player as Goretzka comes forward for Bayern Munich. Outstretched leg from Busquets. That's a foul. Just starting to get a little bit fractious.
Well, yeah, it's no surprise. A lot at stake here. Bayern Munich, Goretzka's been outstanding, hasn't he? In the middle of the park for Munich. But Barcelona, ageing players who have been there, who have done it, who have won big trophies, they'll feel that they still can somehow conjure up something, get themselves out of this situation, but it does look like a tall order.
Koeman, who's had a muscle injury, he did start the game against Bayer Leverkusen in the German Cup final on the 4th of July. As Davis goes out on the left-hand side, and Davis is still going, and he pulls it back, and it's walked into the net by Joshua Kimmich, and Bayern Munich have got a 5th goal, but that was all down to Alphonso Davies, fullback to fullback, and Bayern Munich continue to rack up the goals. 5-2.
But just how good is this from Davies, out on the left-hand side? Brilliant trickery and skill, goes past Semedo as if he isn't there, gets to the byline, and then the key here is he keeps his head up, keeps his composure, and just rolls the ball back into Joshua Kimmich's path, and he's 4 yards out, open goal, he's not going to miss that. Wonderful play from Davies, devastating from Davies. And the killer touch from Kimmich. And that was always the issue, wasn't it, Barcelona? You always feel that they have players with the ability to score a goal, but could they keep Bayern Munich out at the back? And I have to say, Ian, it's no surprise Bayern Munich scoring again.
63 minutes played, Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 5. There were 4 white shirts in the penalty area, 2 of them were the fullbacks for Bayern Munich. It's been a superb display of football. Barcelona now with Messi on the edge of the area, and it was a left-footed shot that was low and dragged wide and out for a goal kick. And Lionel Messi unable to cast any magic for Barcelona so far in this game, as Bayern Munich are heading towards the semi-finals. It's a corner kick that's been awarded for Barcelona. It's taken and headed away, played back then to Messi, lays it off first time to De Jong. Right-footed ball swung over towards Suarez, and Davis it is who can bring it away for Bayern Munich. He just lifts it forward towards Gnabry. Gnabry does ever so well. I think he might have been caught a little bit late there. He still found Muller. Kimmich now is charging forward. Perisic is ahead of him. Right-hand side of the penalty area. There's the cut back into the penalty area. Griezmann helps tidy up. There comes the press. Look at that for a trigger point. 4 white shirts. They've won it back. Kimmich right-hand side stands over the cross. Caught by ter Stegen.
And that's the difference, the dynamism. Lose the ball. Bayern Munich hunt it back and hunt it quickly.
Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 5. Haunted by heavy defeats. Liverpool last year, Bayern Munich this. Barcelona reeling in the Estadio de Luz. The lights are going out on their Champions League campaign in the Estadio de Luz. Busquets forward. Messi, good footwork over the halfway line. Forward to Griezmann. Griezmann running forward on the left-hand side. Vidal out wide right, Suarez through the middle, Busquets joins the attack, finds Vidal outside the penalty area, Suarez makes the run, back towards Busquets, shifts it inside, Messi forward ball, Griezmann inside the penalty area, shot charged down, balloons back into the penalty area, hooked away by Goretzka, won back by Alba, De Jong chips the ball forward, Semedo's forward there, Semedo, was he caught? Well, they were looking for a penalty with Barcelona in that challenge between Semedo and Davis. Davis has come worse off, and he's stayed down holding his head. 5-2 Bayern Munich.
It's one of those where it's a floated ball and a straight ball. And Davies and Semedo, both eyes on the ball, committed to the challenge. Davies gets there first, heads the ball, and Semedo, who's already airborne, collides with Davies, and Davies takes a blow to the head.
Bayern Munich are going to be making the change that we talked about a while ago before Kimmich added the fifth goal, and it is as expected that Ivan Perisic, the Croatian, who's taken his tally to 8 for the season, is coming off, and Kingsley Coman is coming on. Again, just underlines the strength of this Bayern Munich side. Thumbs up from Perisic.
Yeah, well, my German sources were telling me that Koeman's stood a strong chance of starting this game. I have to have a word with that source, Ian. Good choice, Perisic, important goal. He's been a constant threat as well, as have all the Bayern Munich players, but good sub to bring on, isn't it?
It certainly is. That's the voice of the country's most forthright pundit, according to his own book. You're better than that, Chris Sutton. Midway through the second half, Bayern Munich are leading by 5-2. And I think we've just seen a glimpse of Ansu Fati, who's going to be coming on for Barcelona. But if you said that they required a miracle at the start of the second half, the margin is still, hold on, they've lost the ball again. Muller, and it's back. Koeman's first touch was almost an opportunity to score, and in the end it was Alba who just threw himself at it, and it's gone diverted behind for a corner kick.
And once again, I think it's Lewandowski winning the ball back in the right back position for Barcelona, feeds the ball to Thomas Muller, who lays the ball into the path of Bayern forward, and it's actually a brilliant block in the end, but Bayern should be absolutely out of sight.
Kimmich with the corner kick, right hand side, appealing for handball, runs loose to Muller, sends over the cross from the right hand side, comes out towards Davies, he's sliced out, the goalkeeper is calm, he's punched the ball away, only as far as Gnabry, fires it back in, blocked by the legs of ter Stegen. Break on maybe for Barcelona, who are trailing by 5-2. De Jong turns inside towards Messi. Messi's forward ball out towards Vidal, it won't reach him. Kingsley Coman running back, sensing the danger and dealing with the dirt. They're not afraid to do the dirty work, these Bayern Munich players. Everyone's prepared to put in a shift. And Goretzka, Coman.
And you have to say that's the difference, Ian, isn't it? You see it from one team, their desire out of possession. You don't see it from the other team, an ageing team, the legs have gone. I think of many of the Barcelona players, they are getting a real going over this evening.
Coman, he was looking for Gnabry a little bit flat-footed, he didn't bother actually chasing it, but had it not been for ter Stegen, there could have been yet another goal for Bayern Munich. And we are going to see Ansu Fati, and it is going to be Busquets who is coming off. So the holding midfielder, Frenkie de Jong, one would imagine would go into that deep-lying role for Fati to play forward, probably out towards the left-hand side. You've got Griezmann, Messi, Suarez, Vidal, but they just have been completely and utterly swamped by this Bayern Munich side that has been just overpowering. Played forward, Thiago. Goretzka in the centre circle, controls it off his chest. Alphonso Davies comes under pressure, and then Alaba will clear. Lenglet might have caught Lewandowski in the head. Alba for Barcelona. Vidal to Semedo, the right back, along the ground. Griezmann now on the right hand side. Vidal has dropped a little bit back into a roll alongside De Jong. Griezmann, time desperately running out, and they require 3 goals just to take it to extra time. 5-2 down in the quarter-final.
He's actually, in my view, going to be more effective out on that right-hand side. Antoine Griezmann coming inside on his left foot. You know what he's good at? Those little passes, and he has that awareness to see players. Barcelona have got that badly wrong this season, playing him out on the left wing. It's just not worked.
21 attempts for Bayern Munich in comparison to the 7 of Barcelona. Messi just outside the centre circle of his own half. Rides the first challenge. He was impeded by Lewandowski. Referee Skimina tried to let the game flow. The free kick's been quickly taken out towards Griezmann. Forward ball. Fati makes the run in behind. Alaba is there. There was a hand on the shoulder of Alaba. Not enough for somebody like Fati to make Alaba drop to the floor, but nevertheless the free kick has been given. As soon as you do that, I think Alaba's already going to ground. His legs were starting to buckle, but you give the referee an easy decision to make. And again, the referee's whistle is sounded because this time Kingsley Coman has been fouled. Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 5.
We're seeing a picture of Kike Setien. Will this be his last game in charge of Barcelona? Mentioned earlier as a keen chess player, played against the likes of Garry Kasparov and Anatoly Karpov. Maybe should have got them in at half-time to do the team talk, Ian. The strategy just hasn't worked.
They would love to be in a position in 18 times to say checkmate and we'll take you through to extra time, but those checkered shirts of Barcelona, it's like having all their pawns swept off the board. They just do not have the figures at play to make those telling and killing moves. All the decisive moves have been made by Bayern Munich and they reign supreme in the Estadio de Luz by 5-2 to extend their match-winning sequence to 19 games with 17 minutes remaining. Piqué challenging in the air, drops to Müller, opens it up. Kimmich is forward, he's got options ahead of him. Kimmich to Müller, lets it run through, excellent play. Lewandowski has the shot blocked by Semedo, still comes back towards Lewandowski. Left-hand side of the penalty area. Barcelona doing the defending. Bayern Munich from left to right, all in white. Thiago rolls the ball forward, prods it towards Müller, loses it, then he wants it back and he's desperate to charge after it. And he'll continue to put pressure on those Barcelona players. And who's, surprise, who does it run off the legs of? Thomas Müller. You can only applaud him and admire him.
How good has he been this evening? His link-up play, his passing, his work rate, been tremendous. Known in Germany, Ian, as the Raumdeuter. Go on.
Well, you tell me, Raumdeuter, go on.
Space investigator, number 10, drifts everywhere, Ian. I thought you'd have known that.
16 minutes to go. I just thought I'd let you, I wouldn't want to steal you the limelight from you, Chris.
You can use that one.
Forgotten it already. 5-2 Bayern Munich. Let's get a snooker update. Jamie Broughton at the Crucible.
And drama here, Ian. Ronnie O'Sullivan and Mark Selby tied at 16 frames all. Their semi-final has gone to a final frame decider, and at one stage this evening O'Sullivan was 15-13 down, but he's fought back. I should say earlier today one of the greatest deciding frames in Crucible history was played, and we saw a decided there, and Kyron Wilson coming through that one against Anthony McGill.
Thank you, Jamie. Barcelona requires snookers as Bayern Munich are making a couple of changes. Coutinho, who is on loan from Barcelona but allowed to face his parent club, has replaced Gnabry. That's one of the changes with 15 minutes remaining, and then Zula is going to replace Boateng, an indication that maybe they feel that the game is going to be safe, because Boateng had been a doubt with that injury he picked up against Chelsea in the Allianz Arena last week. So Nicolas Zula, who came on for the last 20 minutes against Chelsea, will get another run out here tonight as Bayern Munich, with Müller coming forward to Coman just outside the area. Does a little step over, shifts it onto his left foot, back onto his right, pulls it back towards Kimmich. Coman in space along the ground, kept out by the legs of the goalkeeper inside his 6-yard area, and then De Jong will play it forward. Fati carries the ball over the halfway line. Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 4. My Name ist Ian, ich bin aus BBC is about as far as my German goes.
Well, that's no surprise to me and probably most of the listeners.
That's why you're forthright. At times it borders on being rude, but we'll forgive you.
I guess Bayern Munich have been forthright this evening. Whatever were Arsenal thinking? If you're an Arsenal fan, Gnabry,
Yeah.
What a player he has been. Whose decision was that?
Well, he's certainly prospered this season. It's his best season for in his career. Barcelona are forward. Messi charges into the penalty area. Messi shoots, good hands by Neuer. Had to hold on to it, because as that came in, left-footed, just moving away a little bit towards his left-hand side. There could have been problems had he spilled it. 13 minutes remaining. Bayern still lead 5-2.
You can bet your bottom dollar that Manuel Neuer is enjoying this evening. His rival, the German national team jersey, has conceded 5 goals and he's only conceded 2.
Fati runs forward, left corner of the penalty area, takes it away from Goretzka, threads it through. Messi got a barge in the back there from Zula. He was looking for the free kick. Scamina, the referee, was having none of it. And here is Muller to come forward. He just lays it off. Coutinho is being held back there by Griezmann. Again, play on. Davis now will run forward and space to run into on that left-hand side. And then was he fouled by Vidal? Yes, he was. Free kick to Bayern Munich. Vidal will say, what about the free kicks earlier? With 12 minutes remaining, a wag in the... I think he thought that Messi was fouled.
Well, that doesn't matter, that was earlier. It was a clear foul on Alphonso Davies. What's he moaning about? Pulls him back, get on with it. Hasn't had a good game.
Bayern Munich, Coutinho, left-hand side of the penalty area, doubled up on him, Griezmann and Vidal, and wins a corner kick for a bedraggled Barcelona, Chris Sutton.
Well, it's been humbling, hasn't it, for them tonight? They've been weak, they've been outplayed, outthought, outrun, outmuscled. They'll be out of the competition very, very soon.
They have had a good record, Barcelona, of making it through to semi-finals. When you think that their exit last season against Liverpool in the last 16 was their earliest exit since 2011. And in the 9 years since then, they have reached 7 semi-finals, but not so on this occasion, falling short and dispatched in a brutal manner by Bayern Munich, 5-2. Just over 10 minutes of normal time remaining. We're with you through until 10:30. Manchester City, Lyon, commentary tomorrow night at 8. Sunday night, the Europa League semi-final, Manchester United against Sevilla, who certainly caught the eye the other night against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So more live football to look forward to on BBC Radio 5 Live. And of course, it's Manchester City or Lyon who will take on the Bayern Munich in the second semi-final next week. That'll be in the Jose Alvalade Stadium, which is the home of Sporting Lisbon. This is in the Estadio de Luz. In Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 5, and Quique Setien, I'm sure, will come under increasing pressure to keep hold of his job. He was only appointed in January at the Nou Camp.
He'll be out, he won't last.
Davis, left-hand side, enters the penalty area. Coutinho takes it into feet, pulls it back towards Muller. Muller, 25 yards out from goal, goes back away from the penalty area. The white shirts of Bayern Munich out towards Kimmich, plays it forward, and then it's back with Zula, Thiago, and at walking pace. And Barcelona are just chasing the game. A forlorn task now with 9 minutes remaining. Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 5. Slide rule ball forward towards Davis on that far side. Picked back up. Here is Coman, just outside the penalty area. Can he get a sight of goal? No, he can't. Back towards Kimmich. Infield. Goretzka. Diagonal ball. This is Coutinho. Coutinho will have to go it all alone. Down towards the byline he goes. Alaba joins the attack. Back it goes to Alaba. Short triangular passing patterns between Bayern Munich. Coutinho how Coutinho would like to get on the score sheet, and he's crossed for Lewandowski, and Lewandowski couldn't miss. It was on a plate, a header inside the 6-yard area. Bayern Munich absolutely rampant. Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 6.
Well, this is men against boys, it really is. It was patient play, a number of passes out on the left-hand side of the box from Bayern Munich. I just wonder whether there may be a hint of offside with this. Coutinho eventually gets the ball down the left-hand side, fires across the ball. Lewandowski heads it in from 2 or 3 yards, just watches the ball onto his head. An easy finish for him, but a hint of offside, extremely close.
It's going to VAR, so there will be the check, because the possibility of Lewandowski, who is hoping that it's his 54th goal of this prolific season, he might just be offside. But we're unable to get any sort of an image at the minute. They're focusing on Quique Setien, who, as you say, this humiliation, what would it be, the heaviest defeat in the Champions League for Barcelona.
He's not surviving this, Ian. He's absolutely not surviving. I see earlier there was names doing the rounds, Koeman and Pochettino. You can't be humiliated like this as Barcelona manager, and that's what this is, an absolute humiliation. They have been second best.
Not given any image whatsoever of whether it's onside, so it might just say VAR goal check, but you're operating...
I mean, if it's that close, just give it to them anyway.
The goal stands, and Bayern Munich are leading by 6 goals to 2. Or does it? Check is over. They've made a change in the meantime. Goretzka's come off, Toliso's come on, so the goal does stand. It is 6-2. What a night to forget for Barcelona. I think there was another change as well there, with Toliso's come on for Goretzka, but Lucas Hernandez has come on. A yellow card has just been shown in the direction of Kimmich, so he's been shown the yellow card. He's appealing towards Damir Scamina.
Wasn't Goretzka impressive tonight, Ian?
Very. Alphonso Davies is the player who's made way for Lucas Hernandez.
Gave them that power in midfield. Grunting, Goretzka breaking the play up, doing things simple, getting forward at times, joining the attack.
So Hernandez for Davies. Still more goals in the offing. Muller, Coutinho, oh yes he has. This is getting embarrassing for Barcelona. Bayern Munich have inflicted Barcelona's heaviest defeat in the Champions League, and Bayern Munich are absolutely pulverising them. It is 7-2 to Bayern Munich. What a way to make your entrance into the semi-finals of the Champions League at an absolute canter.
And Quique Setien looking to the heavens. He's a goner, he is. Barcelona over the years have produced these sort of displays and dismantled other teams. Now they're on the end of one hell of a beating. And guess who was involved again? The Raumdeuter, Thomas Muller. Lovely pass into Coutinho off the bench, couple of touches into the corner of the net from 6-7 yards. And this is an absolute rout. The Germans have dismantled Barcelona this evening.
Coutinho on the score sheet on loan from Barcelona against Barcelona. 13 goals in 52 appearances in La Liga. Takes him into double figures in his 36th appearance for Bayern Munich. We expected goals, we expected an entertaining game. I don't think there'll be many that would have expected this scoreline of Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 7. You talked before about winning margins in a quarter-final. Manchester United 7-1 against Roma 06-07, and the biggest winning margin in a European Cup / Champions League quarter-final, Real Madrid 8, Seville 0 in the late 50s. But Bayern Munich have been absolutely scintillating.
They have. Who scored for Real Madrid that night?
You know what? Sometimes you learn more when you look it up yourself. Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 7. Here is Kingsley come. The thing is that the hunger and the desire, they're wanting more goals. There's no let up. They've got a corner kick now from Coutinho, who going back to his goal, his first touch was away from him, and he still had chance to react the quickest to slide it in.
Yeah, I mean, this is beyond German efficiency from Bayern Munich. But they just keep going and going. They want to humiliate Barcelona. They are humiliating Barcelona, a great club with brilliant European pedigree. Millions of pounds worth of players out on the pitch, and they are getting an absolute going over.
Barcelona have lost just 2 of their last 31 in the Champions League. Well, since they've suffered such defeat, Coutinho could be in again. Oh, he is! Coutinho again. He doesn't celebrate. It's embarrassing for Barcelona. Bayern Munich, out of this world. Breathtaking, scintillating, call it what you will. They are destroying Barcelona. Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 8.
Well, if Quique Setien is manager at Barcelona tomorrow, I will eat my hat. He's not going to last this. All credit to Bayern Munich, but Barcelona, really poor line at the back. They just haven't laid a glove on Bayern Munich. They've given up, and that's totally unacceptable. Too easy. Coutinho ghosts in from the knockdown on the left-hand side from 3 yards, uncontested, pokes the ball into the net. Doesn't want to celebrate. But this is, it's staggering, Ian, to sit and watch this capitulation. That's what it is, a capitulation. Great players, we're just seeing PK on the ball. Where's the leadership on the pitch? Experienced players who have just gone under this evening. There's actually, don't say this very often, but there seems to be a lack of desire from these they're so-called professional players. They don't want to run around and tackle. That's been the difference between the two sides. Bayern Munich, great intensity, far greater intensity, have run harder, faster, put pressure on their opponents, haven't let them play. Nothing's been easy. No easy passes out from the back. In Barcelona, whether it's a lack of respect for the coach, I don't know, but something isn't right here. Something stinks from Barcelona's point of view, and things will change, no doubt about that. Quique Setien needs to get in his car and go home.
2 minutes of added on time, which we're now into, of Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 8. If this was a wrestling contest, Barcelona would have been slamming their hand against the canvas in submission a long time ago. I said before that the only sadness is that there's no supporters in there to watch it. Well, if there were Barcelona supporters now, they would have the white handkerchiefs at the ready. They'd be being waved at the Barcelona players, or certainly in the direction of a beleaguered Quique Setien, the 62-year-old, who looks ashen-faced, the way that his side have collapsed, and Vidal now pushing against Tolisso. The end can't come soon enough for these Barcelona players. What was it, 2008, the last season that they finished empty-handed?
He can't do that, Vidal. I can understand he's frustrated, but he just screamed in the referee's face. He's been booked. He'll be lucky to stay on the pitch, carry that on.
Vidal shown the yellow card for that open show of dissent. Bayern Munich will take so many plaudits, and they will certainly deserve every single one of them for the way that they have played. But whilst there will be a glowing review for Bayern Munich, there will be a serious inquest for Barcelona, and it will start now on the final whistle, as in the most emphatic of manners, Bayern Munich have booked their place in the semi-finals of the Champions League by destroying Barcelona 8-2. Chris Sutton.
Well, Bayern Munich, stunning performance. They've battered, absolutely pummeled this Barcelona team. Celebrations on the pitch from the Bayern Munich players to a man, far too good. Schooled Barcelona they did this evening. Muller outstanding, involved in everything. Goretzka, a monster in the middle of the park, breaking play up, but just too good. I can't, in some respects I feel sorry for Barcelona, but they were so pathetic this evening. They lacked the desire. Bayern Munich were just all over them, too good. This was emphatic as it could be, and this is why we said before the game who's favourites for the tournament has to be Bayern Munich after tonight's display. Nobody would want to play them in this form.
And the worry is there could have actually been more goals as far as Bayern Munich are concerned. I'll just run through you the goal scorers. If I told and described every single one, we'll be here until midnight. Muller after 4 minutes, an Alaba own goal made it 1-1 3 minutes later. There were further goals in the first half. Perisic, Gnabry and Muller again. 4-1 then at half-time. Suarez got a goal back for Barcelona just before the hour, after 57 minutes to be precise, and then Kimmich, Lewandowski and 2 from Coutinho, with a final score in the Estadio de Luz of Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 8.
Chris Sutton, we have just witnessed an absolutely fantastic side flex their muscles.
Yep, absolutely. Mullered. That's what Barcelona were by this Bayern Munich side. They played with authority, they played with pace, they played with athleticism. They were clever, they had the greater desire. It was a stunning display. One of the best ever European displays I've seen. There was a feeling before this game that this might happen. Not the scoreline 8-2, but that Bayern Munich may just be too powerful for this Barcelona team, who have been feeble by their standards this season, and that's how it panned out. But who could have predicted 8-2, 8 goals against Barcelona? I don't know whether it's ever happened before. Ian can tell you whether Barcelona have ever conceded 8 goals before. But when you look at the players on the pitch for them, Piqué, Messi, Suarez, Vidal, Frankie de Jong, big things expected of him. That was embarrassing from them. They were absolutely mauled this evening by the brilliant German team.
Ian, I was just looking during the second half at some of Bayern's worst defeats, and you know how it goes these days. There are websites which sort of list the 3 worst days in Barcelona's history and this kind of thing. They're all 4-0s, 3-0s. Nothing like what we've just seen.
No, I mean in terms of Europe, the heaviest defeat in the Champions League was 4-0. That was at home to Dynamo Kiev, and of course matched by Liverpool in the semi-final last year. And for Bayern Munich, well, you're only 2 goals away from matching their 10 for their record win against Famagusta in 1983, and this is against more illustrious opposition. This is a scoreline that will certainly. It will send not necessarily shockwaves, but it will make everybody sit up and take notice of this free-scoring, ruthless, well-drilled, mighty machine that is just absolutely flying with an intensity that, you know, has just blown Barcelona away.
Sit up and take notice? Are you serious, Ian? I mean, you'd be petrified of facing this Bayern Munich team now, wouldn't you?
Yes, you would. Yes, very much so.
Sit up and take notice. Blimey.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to bring in Guillaume Balaguer shortly. I would imagine he can't sit up. He's probably on the floor at the moment, having seen that. So we'll give him a couple of minutes to recover. And actually, speaking of recovery, Chris, you look at that game. After the Alaba bizarre own goal, Bayern Munich just looked a little bit shaky for a couple of minutes. Whereas Barcelona, when the second went in, they were just punch drunk.
Yeah, I mean, it was strange, wasn't it? Because when Alaba scored the own goal, he actually smiled, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And you think, did he know something at that stage? You're thinking, is he mad? What on earth is he doing smiling like that? You know, Barcelona have just got level as dreadful defending, and yet he smiled. He must have known. He must have known that the Bayern Munich team were going to run away from it, out-muscle them, out-fight them, outplay them, and that's the way it panned out. I've got to say that I'm shocked. I'm sitting here stunned in many respects from just how gutless Barcelona were at the end. They just stopped running. That is totally unacceptable.
Well, I think we can hear somebody being interviewed in the background. I think that's Gerard Piqué from The Sound of the Voice, who probably doesn't want to do any talking at the moment. Ian, what a great story it would be if Hansi Flick, this guy who's not had a job, a number one's job for 14 years, were to do what Ancelotti couldn't do, were to do what Pep Guardiola couldn't do.
Yeah, and take Bayern Munich to a Champions League success. I mean, we heard from him the other night, didn't we, ahead of the Chelsea game, and I think it was Jerome Boateng that was saying that he's brought the fun back, he's brought the joy back. Well, playing football like that, you can certainly see why. It would be a great story. He galvanised Bayern Munich when he took over in November. There was a lot of talk that he wasn't going to get the job, but because of the way that they've played, you know, the record since then is just absolutely, it's frightening for Bayern Munich. You know, 28 matches unbeaten, they've won 27 of them. That's since early December. 19 match winning sequence, new German record. Rattling in goals for fun, and the players appear to be enjoying every moment for Hansi Flick. So I hope, from a neutral's point of view, that a Manchester City Bayern Munich semi-final. In many ways, I would hope that would be the final. From a neutral, my own personal point of view, but if it is Manchester City to beat Lyon, I know it can't be. I just said that. So. I would really look forward to Pep Guardiola coming up against Bayern Munich, just to see the two sides and how they press and how they go against each other with the intensity that both teams have got. That's not being disparaging to Lyon.
No, not at all. And we're going to talk more about Lyon after the news. We're on till 10:30. The one thing I wanted to say as well, Chris, is that, and I know this is a slightly sort of technical point, but I think it's important. We spoke before the game about how Bayern love to play this high line, and the question was, you come up against Lionel Messi, do you change? They were that confident that they just went, no, this is how we play. Can you cope?
Yep, belief in themselves, in the way they play, and the manager has to take a lot of credit for that. It may have been a surprise when he got the job at first and then worked his way into getting it permanently, but they've grown from strength to strength. There is the intensity with this Bayern Munich team, but the issue was Barcelona didn't have great pace in the team, and Bayern Munich just didn't fear them. It was all about them. They knew physically they were stronger, better, and that's the way the game panned out. They were absolutely fearless. They play with an arrogance, but arrogance is a good thing in many ways. And they have everything, this team. They have pace, they have power, they have poise, they have panache. They have everything within the team, and they're going to take some stopping.
We'll have much more with Ian Dennis and Chris Sutton.
Sorry.
No, I liked it. It was good. There were enough. There were enough there for me.
Pain. You're pain.
Right, you two go settle your differences. You'll be back after the news. Guillaume Balaguer will join us if he's sort of feeling healthy enough, having witnessed that incredible result. Bayern Munich 8. Barcelona 2. I mean, it's a huge story. It isn't the only story in town tonight. Rugby Union came back tonight after more than 150 days away. It finished Harlequins 16, Sale 10. England women's rugby player Natasha Hunt was watching. Natasha?
Hiya.
Well, we're sort of recovering here. What was that like?
Yeah, it was crazy. To be fair, much more physical than I anticipated for the first game back, and the boys really did put their bodies on the line. Good intensity, 9-0 half-time, 3 penalties from Marcus Smith, and it really was a penalty-ridden game that we thought it might be. But some great play across the board, and 16-10, it was a bit of a nail-biting finish with Sale coming back into it, but Harlequins held on well for the win.
Natasha, thank you very much indeed. So just looking at the scores there, that means that Sale got as close to Harlequins tonight as Barcelona did to Bayern Munich. Again, 8-2, and we're going to have lots more reaction to come. Ronnie O'Sullivan has gone through in the World Snooker Championship. That was a very, very tight affair with Mark Selby at the Crucible in Sheffield. We're going to take a break now and get the latest news on 5 Live, and then we'll be back with more reaction to what we've just seen in Lisbon. Plus, we'll look ahead to Manchester City's Champions League quarter-final against Lyon.
Digital, BBC Sounds, smart speaker and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
BBC News at 10 o'clock, this is Mike Powell. British holidaymakers have just 6 hours to get back to the UK if they want to avoid quarantine measures placed on a number of countries yesterday, including France and the Netherlands. They were imposed because infection rates in those places had exceeded 20 cases per 100,000 people over 7 days. Aurelia is one of those rushing to return.
I think, it's not as if England had no case. I think we're all a bit in the same boat. If we had hardly any cases, I would understand why you would want to protect the country. But I think it's all a bit... we're all in the same boat.
The Mayor of Greater Manchester, Labour's Andy Burnham, says he's considering a legal challenge against the exam regulator Ofqual after 40% of awarded A-level grades were lower than teachers' predictions. In a post on Twitter, he said it was clear that the system used was inherently biased against larger educational institutions. These students from Solihull Sixth Form College agree.
Scholarship would have helped a lot more. It would have taken quite a lot of stress off. I wouldn't have had to pay out of my own pocket for university.
Because the 2 Bs that I'd attained in my mock exam, I'd got A's in both of them. So then the college is going to appeal on my behalf and hopefully change those to A's.
Fundamentally, it's not fair because if someone gets downgraded, there's no way to know by statistics that that was the right person.
Boris Johnson says pupils who are unhappy can sit exams in the autumn. A 17-year-old boy who murdered a teaching assistant and then used a wheelie bin to dump her body has been jailed for a minimum of 16 years. Rocky Marciano Price attacked 47-year-old Lindsay Burbeck in woods close to her home in Accrington in Lancashire last August. The United States says it's taken control of 4 fuel shipments from Iran to Venezuela. The Justice Department said it was the largest seizure of Iranian oil ever made by the US authorities. Our Middle East analyst, Sebastian Usher, has the details.
A US district judge issued a warrant for the seizure of the oil cargo from the 4 vessels after the US filed a lawsuit last month. The move is in line with sanctions that the US has imposed on Iran and Venezuela. Syria in order to deprive both countries of their main source of revenue. The US Justice Department said that following the seizure, Iran's Navy made an unsuccessful bid to board an unrelated ship in what the Justice Department called an apparent attempt to recover the seized petroleum.
A D-Day veteran who parachuted into France in 1944 has died a year after repeating his feat to mark the 75th anniversary of the Normandy landings. John Hutton was 19 when he served in the 13th Lancashire Parachute Battalion. The MOD said his courage and spirit must never be forgotten. The weather: scattered thunderstorms across the south, elsewhere largely dry. BBC News at 3 minutes past 10.
5 Live Sports Extra.
After tests against West Indies and one-dayers against Ireland, England are ready to take on Pakistan in 3 test matches.
England need 4. Shaheen Afridi runs in, bowls to Wokes, who's on 80. And to catch it, they shout it's gone for 4. It is an edge. And England have won by 3 wickets.
And you can hear every ball, every wicket and every boundary with the test match special team. England versus Pakistan. The second test from the Ageas Bowl continues tomorrow from 10:15 on 5 Live Sports Extra.
This is 5 Live Sport
with Steve Crossman.
Good evening, welcome back to 5 Live Sport. We'll look ahead to Manchester City against Lyon in the quarterfinals of the Champions League shortly, but we've got to give you more on what we've just witnessed in Lisbon, because the winners of that City-Lyon game will play Bayern Munich in the semi-finals quite emphatically after they beat Barcelona 8-2. So we've got our commentary team, Chris Sutton and Ian Dennis, and we're bringing Guillaume Balaguer in as well. Guillaume, what just happened?
What just happened? It's the consequence of many years of decay and nobody having, I'm going to say, the balls to actually act, to actually say, right, some of these players are not needed anymore. Somebody actually saying, no, we're not going to renew your contract. We're actually going to renew the side. No, this is not the manager that we need. Nobody has been intelligent enough to actually identify what was happening. But go back, when was the last time that Barcelona won the Champions League? Is it 2014? Well, there were 6 players that played in the final that were actually on the pitch today, starting this game. 6 players, right? In that period, Bayern Munich has changed, has gone from Lam, Xabi Alonso, Ribéry, Robben, and we've seen the consequences. Good decisions, transition that took a while, but there they are. But Barcelona, they're still playing with the same players. Look what Piqué has said at the end of the game. It's a shame. It's an awful feeling. You cannot go to Europe like this. The club needs changes. I'm not only talking about the coach or the players. He's actually asking for somebody, for the board to move. And he says, I offer myself, if they need new blood, and I'll be the first one leaving. Today it's been the worst it's ever been. And of course he has. But I think everybody is to blame. Players as well. The least to blame, you know who? Quique Setién, who from the moment when he arrived in January, walks into the changing room and realizes that he can do nothing. Nothing he can do. Because every time he tries something, he gets humiliated by the players. So then what do you do? Okay, we'll give the team to the ones who think it belongs to the old players, to the veterans. Veterans who have shown today that they are not fit to play for Barcelona. So now who's going to take the decision? Because there's no fans making enough noise, actually, to get rid of the board, which should be the first thing that happens. And the board don't want to move because they want to sort out their finances, so they don't have to pay from their own pocket for having been at Barcelona. There'll be 1 year before there are elections, we think, unless the pressure of this result changes matters. But at least you would think there'll be a new manager, and that new manager could be Pochettino, available in Barcelona, somebody who understands the side, somebody that Bartomeu has already spoken to. It could be the next step. They're friends, by the way, Bartomeu and Pochettino. But beyond all that, this is a team that needs changing. They lost against PSG. 2014 was the last time they won. 2017, they lost against PSG 4-0. 18, 3-0 against Roma. 19, 4-0 against Liverpool. Is nobody watching what Barcelona have been doing? And I'm an Espanyol fan. I'm this upset as well.
Do you know what? I was literally going to say that. You're angry and you're not even a Barcelona fan.
But it's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing that a heritage that changed football, and we have all to agree about this, Barcelona changed football. It was Pep Guardiola, the mixture of Pep Guardiola and Xavi and Iniesta, Messi, everybody knows that. That heritage has been thrown into the bin. There was a time when people should have said, the people that take decisions, they should have said, okay, it's not happening. Should we try something else? But to do that, you have to be not only intelligent and brave, you actually have to have a little bit of a vision. You have to see that the way is going is not the way. And today, to get to today, to actually set, for people to realize, the sad thing is, and the complicated thing, we definitely don't have time to explain all this, but the complicated thing is that Bartomeu knows that he has to change things. Everybody inside the club knows. The previous director of football, Pep Segura, Robert, Zubizarreta, they all knew. But why didn't they change? Because Barcelona is so political in so many ways, because the players run the show. And nobody has been, again, brave enough to say to the players, sorry, no, we're going to go a different way. So what Barcelona needs is somebody to say, no, not that way, another way. Well, Pochettino has got the personality to do that. Xavi Hernandez is waiting for his chance. Why doesn't he do it now? He doesn't like the board. Okay, well, then we're going to have to get somebody else, Barcelona is thinking. And it just goes on and on. But really, we should be talking about Bayern Munich, by the way.
Don't worry, we've already praised them.
Can I ask him a question, Steve?
Yeah, of course you can.
What do you think will happen, Guillaume?
Well, different things. One, the board, as I said earlier, because of the rules within the club, you have to leave. The board has to leave the club without debts, because otherwise they have to pay themselves. The directors have to pay themselves. So they need a year to sort their finances. They need a year to make sure that they don't have to pay anything from their own pocket. And of course, they are thinking of their own pocket and they're thinking of themselves and not so much of what Barcelona needs. But there is a bunch of season ticket holders who are getting together a lot of backing for a vote of no confidence. If that goes ahead, and it needs a lot of people backing it, much more than they got at the moment. But if that goes ahead, it may force early elections. Let's imagine that they are successful, and having seen the humiliation of today, they probably will have a lot of backing. There are elections. Most of the candidates, and we only know one at the moment, Victor Font, that spoke to Steve and myself not so long ago, and who's got Xavi Hernandez, the former player who's now in Qatar, as his manager and almost director of football. They want a new structure. In fact, they wanted Jordi Cruyff as director of football. He's gone to China today. But in any case, Xavi Hernandez comes in, and then he's got to take decisions that involve people that he's played with, from Messi to Luis Suarez to Piqué. But at the moment, whoever comes in, he'll have the authority to actually take those decisions, no? He's going to walk in and says, this A2 has nothing to do with me. And actually what I see is this and this and this happening. What did Pep Guardiola do when he first arrived to Barcelona? Got rid of Ronaldinho, Deco, Mota, eventually Eto'o after 12 months, because he saw that's not the way. Well, Barcelona needs that vision. But I personally think that Quique Setién, who I say is not the one to blame the most, Quique Setién should actually resign tonight. Sorry, I got it wrong. It's not fully my fault. He doesn't need to say that. We'll say it for him. But I'm going. So we'll see if he does that. And then a lot of players like Piqué should have said, look, I retire or I move on or I go somewhere else. But players don't generally do that, do they?
But why did he get the job? You said earlier that the players humiliated him, and that was a rumour which I heard. So if he couldn't control the players and they knew that, why give him the job in the first place?
They gave him the job because others didn't want it. Who didn't want it? Pochettino didn't want it. Xavi Hernandez did not want it. Koeman did not want it. So they all said no. He was fourth choice. So at that point, they needed to do something because they, again, did not understand what was going on, those decision makers. What was going on is that there was a coach intelligent enough to actually paper over the cracks, and the cracks are 8 goals long. They're massive cracks. And he was trying to just say, okay, a little bit of youthfulness and energy here, but yes, veterans, don't worry, you want to play the big games. And he was just winning the league. He was top of the league. They were in the last 16 of the Champions League. So there was enough there to say, okay, Valverde can continue. Why not? But no, they decided to change because there was a bit of pressure and the president felt it. But I tell you, there was a moment in which it could all have changed in recent times. So after the confinement, they drew against Sevilla, Barcelona. They're 2 points ahead of Real Madrid before the confinement. Drew against Sevilla, which is okay. But then they drew against Celta, giving the initiative to Real Madrid. They go into that changing room at that moment, after the Celta game, and there was an exchange of words that you will not imagine. I've heard the stuff that cannot be reproduced here. And it was big players against the manager, and the manager against big players. And saying the manager, you know what, you've sacked other managers, you can sack me as well. But wouldn't it be better? There's 2 months left of the competition if we actually agree a truce and then just, see what happens in the Champions League. It's 4 games. We could win it. All right, the truce was signed. But you can say today nobody was fighting for him today, for the manager that had no authority whatsoever. This is, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, is it his 3rd game in the Champions League ever in his career? 61 he is. Doesn't have the level to be the manager of Barcelona, but it's not his fault that he was chosen, and it's not fully his fault what's happening here.
The issue, one of the issues that Guillem's just outlined, Chris, is that they have presidential elections, but not until next year. Now, as Guillem was saying, there might be fan pressure to move that up, but they've got to do something now, haven't they? They can't wait a year to reset after that.
Well, it's an extremely difficult situation because the support, I wouldn't have thought, are going to accept another season of mediocrity. I mean, that just cannot happen. I wouldn't have thought at a club of Barcelona's size, but there are seismic things which need to happen for this team to change and to maybe challenge again next season. But it looks like it's going to be a long process, doesn't it?
Is Guillem still with us?
Yeah.
Hi, Guillem, it's Ian. Can I ask you a question? Chris in the commentary talked before about that the scars still existed for Barcelona, what happened against Liverpool last year in the Champions League. With that in mind and the humiliation of this, how damaging a night do you think this could be and the lasting repercussions going forward for Barcelona?
It wasn't just Liverpool, it was Roma as well. Liverpool was mentioned at the hand in hand with Roma. Remember Roma, remember Liverpool. And I think Messi was coming out, it must have been at halftime, and there was a microphone in the tunnel, and you could hear him say, or maybe at the beginning of the game, I think it was at the beginning of the game, and he could hear say, let's not kill ourselves. As in, let's make sure that we come out of here alive, but that we don't do it for ourselves, do it badly for ourselves. Because they had, yes, the scar of Liverpool, but before the scar of Rome. And the scar of Rome really put it down to a result, to a bad night. Then against Liverpool, it was just, remember that Dembele chance in the Camp Nou that could have given Barcelona perhaps an impossible task to go to Anfield with for Liverpool to turn it around. Well, it didn't happen. It was not a goal. And they put it a little bit down to that, and of course the energy and youthfulness of the English sides. But this is much deeper. I gather from what I'm seeing in social media that the pressure to get rid of Bartomeu now is so huge. The problem is, where are you going to go with that pressure? Unless they march in the streets, there is no games to go to. And Bartomeu is going to go from his office to where he works, and then back to the Camp Nou office, and nobody's going to tell him, look, you have to change this. But as you're all suggesting, this is so huge, so historical, that if there is no turning point and everybody raises their hands, and that means from the captains to the manager to the board, it will be just coward. It would just cowardice not to actually come out and says, lynches, we move on, and for the good of Barcelona, let's allow the voters, the season tickets, to decide what next. That should be the next step. If the pressure is big enough, I can sense that in social media it is now, but it has been for like 2 or 3 years. Social media it doesn't fully represent the fans of Barcelona. But after this, I just wonder if somehow, perhaps through that vote of confidence, they actually made Bartomeu realize that he's got to go.
I mean, Is there precedent, Guillaume? Like, has an election been brought forward previously because of a time of crisis, or would this be a brand new thing?
No. He has been cases where the president felt weak, but at the same time wanted to do a leap forward. Laporta did that and won the elections again, where this was after a vote of no confidence, for instance. There was also the end of the previous regime, pre-Laporta, the Núñez first and Gaspar, two old-fashioned presidents that did well for Barcelona for a while, especially Núñez. And Gaspar did well as vice president of Núñez, but got to a point where the world had moved on. The fans wanted something new. And then with the promise of Beckham arriving to the Camp Nou, Laporta managed to convince the fans that he was the man, him and Rosell, to actually take Barcelona forward. And they did that, no doubt about that. Then they got divided, they became enemies, and again, elections were forced, that one with the vote of no confidence. But Laporta reacted well and had a few more years in charge. So it has happened, it can happen. But you know what helped? A bad defeat and the white handkerchiefs coming out when that, and the whistles. But there's no whistles, there's none of that. So if you want to avoid pressure, and say, well, nobody's pushing me out, you can say that. But again, it will be very coward to say that, because quite clearly, and Piqué has said it now he's a captain saying it as well, a change has to be made. And he's not talking, he says, about players or about the manager.
Wow. Just before we let you go, Guillaume, you know Pep Guardiola well. Will this change anything in terms of the external pressure to win the Champions League? Because I know from talking to you before that you don't think there is much internal pressure, do you?
No, the pressure is to actually compete at the highest level. That's what the board have asked Pep Guardiola. And to be honest, you look at this game and you think, who's going to take it of Bayern Munich, really? But in any case, semi-finals is what City want to be regularly, and what Pep Guardiola would like City to be. I wonder what he's feeling about Barcelona today. And no, he doesn't have any intention of going to Barcelona any soon. Not even as a president, he says, but who knows? In any case, now the clear favourites are Bayern Munich. What an exhibition of football at all levels. And Alphonso Davies, what a shame to do that and only being clapped by Guillem Balaguer and a couple of people more that were here, about 300 people.
Guillem, always good to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Steve.
That's Guillem Balaguer, Chris Sutton and Ian Dennis.